Peace to all Israel that's out there, home and abroad, man. All praise to the Father I am and His Son Jesus Christ. I want to talk about like social engineering, man, and how it works, and how it's so annoying to watch social engineering at work. First, I want to explain what social engineering is. Social engineering is making people think something in order for them to act a particular way or think in a particular way. So what the devil does is he socially engineers everybody's mindset, right? In a negative way. So it would be stereotypes, calling people names, lack of understanding of one another. That's social engineering. So when you hear white people saying there's not a lot of black fathers in black households, what does that come from? Is it because black people are just deadbeat dads? Or is it part of a bigger scheme or a greater scheme? You know, in the 30s, men used to wear suits. In the 40s, they used to wear suits. And then you start to see, okay, we're gonna wear dress clothes, where they wear, you know, a dress shirt and tie. In the 60s, they started hippie power, you know, where weed and drugs were starting to be introduced into the American system, where it's overpowering. Then you go into, you know, the 80s. I jumped to 70s because I don't really know too much about those time periods. I just know that back then, black people used to think of themselves a little more highly. Then you get to the 80s, and you have this you have the government that starts pumping gun and drugs into into neighborhoods where people want better for themselves, right? Which is piggybacked off the 60s and 70s of the flower power movements that were going on. This is all social engineering. So now you have the CIA bringing in cocaine and poppy seeds from Vietnam and stuff like that, and getting people hooked on drugs, right? For social people were doing it socially, then they became hooked on it. So now they're leaving, these kids are leaving these parents are leaving their kids to get high, get on drugs, right? That's social engineering. I don't know if somebody thought of it, like a particular person. I know the devil definitely thought of it and implemented the plan through somebody else, and then made people think that they were doing it themselves. I know that. But then you have, in the 80s, people on drugs, right? Not taking care of their kids. Fathers leaving their kids. Then in the early 90s, in the late 80s, you have these people that were selling drugs becoming millionaires. Now they're going to jail before they can even think of what to do with the money. So now these kids growing up, they're looking at their parents gone, mother's there on drugs, or mother is working a 9-to-5, is struggling to make the ends meet. So then you have music come out. The music didn't just come out, but then you have music that it downgrades us a little bit, where it's talking about, it's actually like CNN, where they're reporting on what's going on in their neighborhoods and how they grew up and how they lived out of the social engineering, right? So then you get to the music, and then these kids that have no guidance from a man to show them the way of life, where you don't need to sell drugs, where you could become an entrepreneur, which these drugs dealers were, entrepreneurs, because there was no jobs for these black men to do, right? So now you have music that's raising a generation of kids because their parents were either on drugs or gone for selling drugs. So then you get to this time, 2016, and you see all that stuff, not knowing that it was a social engineering project that they did in the projects to black people. One of the greatest things I've heard from somebody is they do experiments on people that nobody cares about. So they do it on black people. See if anybody cares. Nobody cares. We care for ourselves. Nobody cares about our word of who we are and what we say and what's going on to us. They just say, grow up, get a job, get a 9-to-5. These 9-to-5s ain't supporting nobody. $7 an hour, 40 hours a week, $150 a week. I know that's not how much it is, but that's how it feels. $400 a month, $500 a month. How do you survive off of that when an apartment is $600 and then you got a kid and you got to feed him and you got to feed yourself? These are things that is social engineering. Minimum wage doesn't go up as fast as the prices on gas and food go up. It doesn't fluctuate. This is all social engineering. They engineer how you think and how society moves. These are the rulers of darkness that do this. It's not the white people. Yeah, they're being pawns of that which is doing these things. Yeah, because they don't want those that are superior in power to wake up out of this slumber. So they put drugs, they put downgrading music, they put language that is baffling to those that don't even speak it. They put low income housing, they put a new other ethnicities that own stores to rob the people and make themselves rich. This is all social engineering, and it baffles me when I hear people that fall for it and think that it's actually true or believe that black men don't want to do what's right or do what they need to do. It's kind of sad. But this is what Paul was saying, that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. So to think that white people are doing it even though that they control the world is pretty stupid. Because if you know God and you know the Bible and you know the religions of the world, Zeus is known to say that he defeated the Titans, his fathers, where he came from. Zeus says this, that he beat his fathers. But that's his intellect that he bestows onto the people. Another social engineering construct that they have is sports, where they tell black people, music also, they tell black people, the only way you can make money is entertaining. Not becoming something for yourself, not building something for yourself, but entertain the society that you live in. And that way, you'll be rich. That way, you'll be blessed. That way, you'll have something for your future generations that come out of you. This is all social engineering. It's social construct that they built up so that when you go, you get sneered. So now you have a predominantly white neighborhood or white society and black kids that go to a white school, and all the black kids are in sports, or they're trying to sell drugs, or they're trying to do rap music. They're not thinking of being a business owner. They're not thinking of owning land. They're not thinking of anything that benefits their people in the totality. They're thinking of something that benefits themselves or their family. Which there's nothing wrong with benefiting your family, but at the end of the day, just like Michael Jackson and Prince, the government comes once you become rich. If you only look for your family and try to build your family up, they'll come and try to destroy that which you built by buying it once you die. If you don't have a will, which they have ways of getting around. As you can see with Michael Jackson's family, where they bought all of the Sony catalog back. These are social engineering, social constructs that they build. Then we fall victim of it. This is why God says, be in the world, but be not of the world. So you, in the world, you gotta go get a job, you gotta work, you gotta do what you need to do. But in your mind, it should be, let me give my money to people that in the long run will be able to build farms, get grocery stores, get land, get housing, get a contracting business, get these things where we can build off of, which are tangible without the assistance of America. That's how you get outside of a system that is controlled by the devil and his minions and his angels. We played this game long enough where we march and do all this. Okay, we marched. Okay, we riot. Now it's time to build and look towards those that are trying to do something, that believes in his people more than the people believe in themselves. What do I mean by that? You might look at a person and he's saying unity and separation is the key. But you look at another person or you look at yourself and you might say, nah, unity is the key, but separation isn't. But separation is definitely a vital part of this, because we don't need anybody's opinion on what we do or how we move as a nation. This is kind of why I don't think other nations should be part of Israel or be in our churches or partake in our churches as of yet, because we don't even have it down yet. And to bring them in is kind of messing ourselves up. Even if we were to say, you know what, we're gonna make sure that Esau is under us and he can't teach over us. But Esau is slicker than you think, because just like you said, just like people say, the devil crept in unawares. So now he gets in, he befriends Israel, and Israel looks at him and says, you know what, he's a wise guy. Then he brings more people in, and then there's a devil that comes in with one of those that you let in, and he tries to take you down without you knowing, because you use somebody that you trusted. But the devil used the person that you trusted because you gave him authority. This is all social engineering. They've been playing this game longer than most of us been born. Christ's been dead. Well, he hasn't been dead, but Christ has been gone from the earth for the last 2,000 years. The 2,000 years is debatable, but for the last 2,000 years. So now what? So now what do you say? If they know who they are and they know who they've been, not all of them though, but the ones that are using or being used by the devil and know that they're being used by the devil and think that the devil is more superior than our God, you don't think that they know how to infiltrate and conquer and take down systematically or effectively? We have to start thinking on these type of levels where we can't let anybody come in. Okay, Paul might have talked to Gentiles, cool, but just like Divine Prospect said, a lot of the disciples didn't gravitate to Paul because of how he was letting the so-called Gentiles in, which I don't really believe that that's the case. I understand that people saying that the Gentile Israel couldn't be part of the Greek army, but it's kind of like saying a foreigner can't be the president of the United States. It's kind of like saying that. You know what I'm saying? Or a foreigner can't get a driver's license. There's loopholes around everything. Now, he might not be able to, but if he's born in that country, why wouldn't he be able to? Why, if his kid was born in that country, why wouldn't that foreigner's son not be able to be things that the father couldn't be? So with that, I don't really, listen to too much of that. But like I'm saying, man, we have to realize the social engineering and the social construct that they do to us and reverse it and expose it for what it is. Because once we expose it and we tell everybody this is what it is amongst our community, and we build towards a promised land or a promised place, nothing can stop us because our Father already got us. So, man, I'm Furious Black. Please like, subscribe. I appreciate all the feedback. Like my videos. And I appreciate everybody that takes their time to watch my videos, I do this just to uplift. I don't do it to, go at elders of any church, not just GOCC. I don't look at GOCC as just the elders. I look at all the churches as elders. So I don't do it just to go at those that came before me. I do it to, push the needle forward and try to get out to more people by not just pulling out scripture, by giving people the medicine through the milk. Through the candy. I'm giving you my thoughts on things, but I'm also adding scripture in there to lead people to follow Israel when they start to, when Israel starts to come around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I heard somebody talking about something like this. That's my approach to this. If it's effective, it's effective. If it's not, it's not. But in time, the Lord will let me know if I am or if I'm not. But I appreciate everybody that watches my videos, that subscribe, that pay attention to me when I talk, and give me encouraging words. Even those that give me negative words on things that I might be doing wrong. And I appreciate it because it makes me a better person. And it makes me look harder at what I have to do and how to better myself. So, thank you. Pay attention to the social construct. Don't get mad at Esau for everything, because not all Edomites know what they're doing. Not all of them know. Just those that know what's going on know. So with that, I'm Furious Black. That's who I am. And thank you for watching.